Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. I haven't streamed for a really long time, so I'm really happy to be back in the streaming seat. And yeah, I've had a really long summer and been a little bit inactive, but I've started pumping out videos again and making content. And today we're going to be streaming a little bit because I need to get a bit of B-roll, a little bit of gameplay footage. I'm going to be compiling like a list of games, the best games that have come out in 2025 for Mac. And hopefully we'll do a little bit of Windows game testing too. So there's a bunch of games I want to test out. I've got Hades 2 here, for example, which is just about to be released tomorrow. So maybe get some footage of that, which would be cool. Would be cool to get some Silk Song here as well, because I haven't really played it, but I would like to give it a go. Maybe I'll buy that now. But anyway, let me know in the chat, how is the audio? Is everything looking okay? And how have you all been? Do you have a good summer? What have you been up to? It's good to be back online now. So make some noise in the chat, please. So yeah, welcome everyone. Let's test something with BattleEye. The only thing that works with BattleEye is Windows 11 ARM Canary version running through Parallels, and it's not very exciting streaming, I'm afraid. So I've got a whole video on that. Performance isn't great even on like the M3 Max, so don't get your hopes up too much for BattleEye support unless there's something that's happened in the last few months which I'm not aware of. It'd be good to know. Okay, let's see. Just double checking everything is working correctly. Yep, we're all. Okay, so let's. Have any of you upgraded to macOS Tahoe? Because apparently there are lots of issues. So right just now, when I tried to run Hades 2, there was some kind of permission issue and I couldn't actually load it up. But yeah, here we are. We are loaded up now. Good. So have any of you guys used the new games overlay? So you have to press Command Escape on macOS Tahoe, and I haven't found it particularly useful yet. So not that big a fan of this. Okay, let's see if we can get the okay. So Hades 2, of course, is in early access, and full release is meant to be tomorrow, I think. So it'd be cool to just give this a go and get a bit of gameplay footage for the channel. Yeah. How's it going? How's life so far? Yeah, it's had its up and down over this summer. I had a really good summer going to Taiwan. Spent 3 weeks there, and then a nice end of the summer in the UK, which I very much enjoyed. Okay, so how do we? What's the best way to get? What's the best way to get the menu bar up so I can actually change the macOS Tahoe Metal HUD? Because I've forgotten how to do this. So they'll just make it into a windowed mode. Because if I put it into windowed mode, then I can access the Metal HUD settings here. And then I can put this as like rich. Rich is good. Tells me, gives me a bit more information. And then what I'll do is I will put this into full screen mode. That's better. Okay. Is there like a key shortcut for that? Because that'd be really interesting if there's a key shortcut for that. Looks a bit blurry at the moment. Yeah. How are you running these games? So this is just the standard macOS game. So Hades 2, of course, is in early access, so it releases tomorrow. And initially didn't have a Mac version, so you could run it through Crossover. Let me see, I can press the Xbox button to open up the overlay. Oh, that's the Steam overlay. But if I want to get into the... I'm just going to try and do this. How do I get the Metal HUD to always present rich information? Okay, because that will tell me if there's any shader compilation happening. Okay, full screen. Okay, so we'll just play a bit of Hades 2. I've got my controller here, Xbox Series controller, and we're just gonna do a little bit of a playthrough. Is it just me, or is the screen kind of dark? Is there like a brightness setting on this? Yeah, that's better. So weird, why is it so dark? Yeah, that's better. Okay, will I also play on a MacBook Air M1? I mean, I could play on a MacBook Air M1. Maybe a little bit later. I think I might do a dedicated stream for M1. Okay, I seriously have no idea how to play this game. Okay, so don't blame me if something's going wrong. Yeah, but this is locked to 120 FPS because of my... apparently the non-metal stuff is locked to 120 FPS, like OpenGL, like Minecraft and stuff like that. So it's... I'm not sure what's happened with macOS Tile. I haven't, to be honest, I haven't really played around with it too much. I'll test out. I'm going to do a separate stream. I'm going to do a new video about the M1 MacBook Air at some point because I bought another M1 MacBook Air. I bought the 16 gig version, so I've got the 8 and the 16 gigabyte version of the M1 MacBook Air, and it'll be interesting to do a little bit of testing on that. Yeah. So, okay. So we've got high graphics settings, and what I'll do is I'll turn VSync off. I wonder if that will change anything. Yeah, so this runs at 200 frames per second. Okay. Let's have a look. What's the performance of the native monitor res? So this is running at 1080p because I'm running it through the capture card, but the internal resolution of the local screen is way higher than that. So it should be 120 hertz. It does not like the capture of the VSync off. Like my screen capture's gone all weird. So the HDMI is fine, but then the ProMotion just like hung on me, which was a bit weird. So yeah, lock to 120. Let's do like one run and then see how this goes, because I don't actually know how to play this game. I've just bought this game for the Switch. I've been playing a lot on the Switch Lite, and Hades 1, it syncs to the Switch, so I'm quite excited to try that out. Because it's a nice little handheld experience. Try Red Dead Redemption 2 with Crossover 26 preview and Game Bulletin Toolkit 3 Beta 4. Yeah, so I do have Crossover preview installed. I want to test out a few games today, like Silent Hill F, Borderlands 4, and also the most recent Demon Slayer game. So I'll give that a go. Okay, how do we start? What I'm going to do is just start a new game because I have no idea how to play this. I wanted to watch this, but there was like 30 ads. Sorry about the aggressive ads. This is how I monetize the stream. Streams don't really make much money in terms of like time spent and how much video content is actually created. So aggressive monetization is the name of the game today. Okay. So what have you guys been playing today? These days. The last like proper game that the recent game that I finished is Diablo 3. I know it's a really old game, but I've like finished a campaign and I'm doing the Paragon levels and seasonal levels and stuff, and having a lot of fun playing Diablo 3, which is an oldie but still a good game. And I'm thinking about trying Diablo 4, but I'm not sure yet. I've got to Paragon level like 500 if anyone's played Diablo 3 before. You're currently in the middle of an Outer Worlds game. Okay, yeah. I also played Outer Worlds, but I never actually finished it. I got about halfway through. Is there any difference between the native port and crossover version of Hearts of Iron 4? I mean, yes, probably. There's probably quite a big difference. A lot of these Paradox games, they don't have very good Mac ports. But I think Hearts of Iron 4 got a bit of an update. I haven't tested it myself, though.
Can't recover here. Need to press on.
Thank you very much, GN4WS. Really appreciate the kind comments. Hades is really interesting that it's one of the only series of games which actually synchronize progress between the Switch, the Nintendo Switch version, and also the Steam version as well. So if you happen to own a Nintendo Switch Lite, which I really rate as a handheld gaming console, you can get them for about £70 now. It's incredible because it's cheap. But what's cool about it is that you can sync. There's only a few games which do that, sync between the PC and the console versions of games, and especially on the Nintendo console. It's kind of rare. And are you excited about the Hades 2 release tomorrow? I think it's going to be quite a big deal. Okay. I don't have much health. Okay.
Ash of the dead.
I need to heal.
A root stalker.
Oh, this is a boss.
Got to move.
I thought I was going to get healed. I mean, not dead. Do you know why Hades 2 has OS error? So I just had that error message from upgrading to macOS Tahoe. So the way to fix that is you uninstall Hades 2 and then you reinstall it. It's some kind of like permission issue from when you do an upgrade to macOS Tahoe. So yeah, that's how you fix that. Okay, cool. So got a little bit of footage of Hades 2, which is all I really wanted. And we're going to do a bit more game testing. Okay, so let's test out some other stuff. So I want to try to do all of the kind of let me see the recent releases. So let's buy Silk Song, which is probably the biggest Mac release of the last couple of days. I'm just gonna buy Silk Song. So have you played Silk Song? I've just started a playthrough of Hollow Knight, so that's how far I am behind. I'm trying to play Hades 1 and then also Hollow Knight as well. Okay, it's not letting me purchase stuff because it's saying that I've purchased too much stuff in the last few hours. I should wait. Okay, so Silk Song will wait until later. And then let's try a few more. So there's one game which I love, right? I played a Cat Quest 3. Ugh. Let's do some Cat Quest 3. Now, well, the deal with Cat Quest is that I played the Windows version on the Steam Deck. I played it with my daughter. We basically finished it. And unfortunately, the Mac version is only on the Mac App Store, which is really weird. There's also on iPhone, iPad too, so you can play it on that platform. But it's cool to see that it's working here too. So we'll do a bit of this. Can I get? How do I get like?
Arr, gather round
I remember there was like a keyboard shortcut to get the escape the mouse. I think I have to press. Do I press Command Escape for the game? But I don't have an option here to do the metal HUD overlay. Let me see. Is there a keyboard shortcut so that I can access the metal HUD overlay without going to windowed mode? Can I do this? Because I want to be able to access this metal HUD information. I seem to have forgotten how to do this, but anyway, well, let's just set this to rich. Yeah, so it's Crytime said they tried Heroic Launcher without crossover, doesn't work. You can actually get it to work with crossover. Heroic Launcher, you can use crossover as like the wine base, so you can try that. GPTK remains mostly for developers kind of thing. Also, their Mac App Store sucks for gaming. Yep, both of those things are true. Brother, I use the GP100 Babel controller on Mac. It doesn't work. Can you tell me anyway? I have no idea. I've never heard of that control, I'm afraid. Left your last plan to fix Mac gaming video. Thank you very much. That one's been like in my head for a really long time, and because there's no like big Mac gaming developments at the moment, nothing's really like changed. So it's a good time to get some of these videos that have been in my head for a long time done. Soon I'm going to be doing one based on an often requested, thing, which is like about how to use solid-state drive, external drives on the Mac. So I'm in the middle of filming that tutorial, so I'll probably try to post that. That video popped off on Reddit. Oh, I didn't even see it on Reddit. Which subreddit did it get posted to? Zidane Rick. M5 should improve gaming by a lot. Thanks for the huge advances in GPU and ray tracing. I hope so, yeah. I mean, every year we get an update, but it's kind of hard to know. It's hard to know exactly whether there's a lot of rumors that the M5 chip isn't going to come out at like the normal time. So like the last 4 years, right? It's been pretty consistent every year in April. Sorry, every April we get like a MacBook Air. Every October, November we get a new MacBook Pro range. So base Pro and then Max. And then in June we get the Ultra, or April, sometimes April we get the Ultra. Cat Quest is like a brilliant local cooperative, like small RPG. It's got magic and loot and fighting. It's a shame that the Steam version doesn't have a Mac port, because the previous iterations, Cat Quest 1 and 2, both do have Mac ports. How can I see the info on the top right of the Mac? So basically, this is called the Metal HUD. If you type in Metal HUD, HUD, and you type in Andrew Tsai, the name of this channel, then you'll find my tutorial on it. And it looks a little bit different now because this is macOS Tahoe. So this is the newer, slightly more rich information version of the Metal HUD. The best multiplayer game that Apple should bring is the new Battlefield. Yeah, I mean, any kind of live service game, Call of Duty, Battlefield, Fortnite, or any of these games would enrich the gaming experience on the Mac quite a lot. FIFA, Madden, You know, all these like sports games that people play in the mainstream, right? Not just like one and done small single player titles, right? Is there a way to get Discord rich presence when playing games via crossover? I'm not aware of that, I'm afraid. Okay, cool. So that's Cut Quest. Let's quit out of this now because I'm going to do some more exciting testing. Okay, we've done some Cat Quest 3. So yeah, it's cool that we have this like free trial version of the game as well. And it's very cheap, $9.99. Very, very cheap game. Okay, so done Cat Quest. I wanted to do Silk Song. Let me see if I can purchase it because it's giving me a lot of error messages. Yeah, it says I've been buying too much stuff in the last couple of days, so I'm gonna have to hold off on that. Okay, one game that came out when I was not around was Dead Island 2, and I don't have footage of that, so let's play it. It was on sale in the summer, and Native Mac port came out, and I've never played this game before. I have no idea what it's about. I heard rumors that the M3 was forced half-ready chip, and it wasn't the true next step in CPU architecture. So the M3 is like the M2.5, and M4 is the real M3. Maybe they did not want to. Well, the thing is that the M3 was the first, what was it, 4 nanometer chip. Ah, I don't know. Hello, Red Dragon 72Q. Welcome to the stream. Thank you. Yeah, welcome, Ghost K Web. Yes, it's been a long time. It's been quite a while. Yeah, I'm 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 happy to get back into the swing of things. It wasn't forced. It's just that the node was somewhat problematic in terms of yield and heat. I think a lot of people were disappointed by the M3 generation, but you know, I'm happy to see that these devices are getting iterative upgrades over time. Um, it almost feels like there's too many Macs. If you think about like a console release schedule, what that's like, it's like 3 to 5 years for a new device to come out, or even longer, right? For an actual improvement in actual performance. So I don't really mind that much. It keeps me busy covering each generation of Mac. The M3 Max is my first ever Mac, and has been a crazy ride getting used to Mac. If you've been using Windows for a long time, then yeah. I mean, when I first used a Mac after years of using Windows computers, it was quite an adjustment. Did the new update give more performance? I don't think so. Actually, I think a lot of people had issues with macOS Tahoe. So, like the Hades 2 issue that I described earlier, it's like some kind of file permission issue, like the new operating system update doesn't have the correct file permissions for that games. And I think it was quite a common issue. So I kind of saw that in on the forums and I had to try that out myself. Okay, let's just get Dead Island 2 working. So one annoying thing about Mac gaming is the fact that the Mac operating system needs to verify the file integrity of apps. And the bigger the file, the bigger the game, the longer it takes. The bigger the exe file, which is irritating. Still using the M1 Pro. M1 Pro is a great machine. I don't really see a reason to switch. Especially for gaming. Now, the M1, M2 generations do have like lack some of the graphical features of the M3, M4, and so the M1, M2, if you're trying to run games, especially like crossover games, using game porting toolkits, some of them won't render as well. So there are lots of examples like this, like Black Myth Wukong, and lots of other games which they use like GPU features which the M1, M2 don't support, and it's not talked about very much. And it's really kind of edge cases here. And I wouldn't say that buying an M3 or M4 is going to be like much better than an M1, M2. It's just that some games won't have that compatibility. If you're going to spend the money, you might as well just buy a game console instead, because that will, or gaming PC, because that's going to give you better compatibility for a much lower price. The M4 GPU is literally the same as the M3 with higher clocks. Okay, I haven't heard that before, but when you have yearly updates, it's the changes are going to be quite small. And crossover game port into 3 gives more option with DLSS. Yeah, if you're using crossover preview, which I'm going to install today, hopefully. Okay, let's just see why this is not working. Biggest one is Expedition 33. Okay, yeah, I never tested that out with my M1, but I did play a lot of that game on my M3 Max, and it was such a good game. So definitely one of the best games I've ever played, Expedition 33. I also played it a lot on my Steam Deck as well, so hardly touched Windows when playing that game. I think you are dead, no live, no videos. What does that mean? Just because I don't post a video for a month and a half doesn't mean I'm dead. Just means I've had a really good summer. Is Assassin's Creed Shadows better now? A little. I'm not sure it's better. I mean, to be honest, I haven't tested it at all since I made my videos about it earlier in the year. Um, Assassin's Creed games kind of bore me a bit. Okay, so something's gone wrong here. It doesn't want me to open up Dead Island 2. It's doing the bounce of doom. The M the M5 is going to be the game changer. The M5 will be a stacked chip, which will allow better GPU memory setup, so faster throughput. I mean, yeah, every year it's gonna be it's gonna be better, isn't it? Okay, let's see here. What's happening? Okay, so if we can't get Dead Island 2 to work, oh yeah, we've got Enzoy as well. Oh, I haven't installed it. Let's install this. Oh, Dead Island 2 is launched. You never know. Okay, good. What do you think of the MacBook with the iPhone chip inside it? It'd be very interesting to see if you'll be able to run standard macOS applications which have not been signed on the Mac with just an iPhone chip, if that ever does come out. Let's see Apple make GPUs like NVIDIA with 600 watts. I think that could be a monster. Well, Apple can't really compete with Apple can't really compete with the 600-watt beast. Apple just wants to go a different way with basically with trying to compete via efficiency. So they'll never, you know, they'll never pit their integrated GPUs, which are fantastic at lower wattages. They're never going to compete with something like a 5090. I'm still rocking with my M1 Pro, but I'm hoping to upgrade to the M4 Pro once the prices start to drop. The thing about M1 Pro is that probably you're going to get cheap prices for the M1 generation right now, especially when new ones come out. Can we play Silent Hill F on macOS? I will be testing that out today, so I heard it works. I've seen video of it working, so I will test it out today as well. I've made a purchase of that, so we will try that out. Okay, let's do a little bit of testing. Okay. Okay, let's just, I'm trying to get the full metal HUD up. Okay, so let's put this in full screen. And then I'm just going to change my controls because I'm an inverted player. Let's play. I just bought the M4 Pro MacBook Pro. I'm hearing about these M5 makes me regret. You got to know that every year, it's like Apple make a new phone, they also make a new Mac every year. That's the beauty of Apple Silicon. You're not waiting for Intel to release a new generation of CPU. They just come out with their own thing. Let's try this girl. The 5090 chip is only 18% faster than the 4090. You know, on my gaming PC, I'm running a 4080 Super. I hope that's going to last me a long time. Who knows? I'm downloading games of Fit Girl, Dodie, and Unpacking in parallel desktop and run the XC file and crossover. It's the best experience. I don't support piracy, but keep that to yourself. Any chances that Dying Light the Beast will ever be on Mac? I'm not sure if people have got it to run yet. I've never played this game before, so I don't know. Will I try testing Borderlands 4? Yes, if I can make a purchase of Borderlands 4, which Steam wasn't allowing me because it was saying I'm buying too much stuff in the last hour, because I just bought a load of credit, and then I bought a couple of games, and then saying it won't let me buy, so I might have to wait like half an hour or maybe a few hours before I can make a proper purchase again. Just a bit annoying. There's a big difference between the M4 Pro and the base M4 in terms of like what kind of games you can actually play on it at a comfortable frame rate. Less of a difference between the Pro and the Max, even though there's like double GPU core count difference.
Someone else made it. Hey, hello?
Your M3 Max does better in a 9070 XT and Blender render. Okay. I just bought a 9070, not an XT, but the base 9070, so that I could take my old PC, and I bought a new case, and I'm going to make it into like a Bazzite TV HTPC. So that's going to be an exciting project. So I've got my old AM4 3700X CPU, AMD GPU, CPU, and I've got 4070 RTX, but I read that it works much better if we want to do like to use Bazzite, which is like a Steam OS, which is very similar to Steam OS. And I read that the AMD chips work a lot better with that. So I'm going to be building that tomorrow, I think, which will be fun. Let me get out of here. Silksong plays great on the M1 Pro, so we'll play like butter on the M3 Max, I'm guessing. Did that just come from here? Just came from this ship, this plane, right? I just jumped out of here, so how do I get out? It's not a good sign when I get lost. I'm not really focusing properly either. Go back and climb up. Okay, good. Flashlight. Thank you, Red Dragon 72Q. Appreciate the help. Yeah, I've heard this game is good, but I know almost nothing about it. Yeah, so I'm quite excited to try out my Steam. Like, yeah, so I'm going to turn my old gaming video editing PC into like a Steam machine, basically. So it's been gathering dust for a while in like a vertical tower case, but I've bought like a Silverstone GD09, which is like a type of full ATX HTPC case. And I'm going to put that together, sell my old GPU, and then make a kind of Steam machine for my like TV room. Does Dying Light the Beast work? Yeah, I don't know. Is there a reason why I kept game mode off? No. Is game mode off? Because there's no toggle here for game mode. Let me just see if can I control this using here. I can't seem to turn it off or on. So I can press the you press Command Escape, and you get this menu option, but I can't seem to turn it on. I don't know what that's about. If anyone could tell me, then I'd really appreciate it.
Almost there. Will you stop firing those bloody
Is there something? Is there a way to get Nolvis?
There's something in the plane. Stay back.
Mod pack. I have no idea what that is. Why is game mode off? It's not clear to me why game mode is off. Okay, let's continue.
we're good. You guys okay?
Just a few bruises.
Oh, it's a nice graphics pack for Skyrim. Yeah, you can. I'm pretty sure you can mod Skyrim still. There's lots of posts on Reddit. I'm not a Skyrim modder. I like playing vanilla Skyrim, so I don't know much about modding Skyrim, I'm afraid.
I mean, this is all his fault, the selfish wanker.
If anyone can tell me why the game mode is turned off, by default it should be on. So I'm not sure why that was turned off.
You got blood coming.
It shouldn't make that much difference if you're not running a lot of stuff in the background.
I can't hear you. I got blood coming out of my ears.
Well, I mean, what are we going to do?
Get moving.
People, this is Emma Jaunt.
Wait, really?
Of course, you know what a huge star she is. Romero winner, no less. We need to get her home to safety.
Aye. What
I really wish Mac could catch up with the gaming market. I have a gaming PC, but the overall user experience is just better on macOS. It's a huge wasted potential. The way that Mac gaming has been handled, it's a real shame. So I made a whole video about what Apple could do. There's like a million things that Apple could do, which they're not doing.
I got a pulse. We gotta move her.
This off me.
Will 32 gigabytes of RAM be enough for most games? Yes. Where it will really help is the games which have memory leaks in them running through crossover. Stuff like Uncharted, Last of Us, and Jedi Survivor all have memory leaks. So if you have 32 gigs, then you're going to be able to play that game for longer before it crashes.
We need to go.
Seriously? You're giving up
Okay, I'll skip
already?
this.
I mean, perhaps we should stay.
Another survivor. Hey, over here, dude. Hello?
Quick time event.
Out of my fucking face!
Ow. Oh, leveled up.
Do die.
Grab another weapon. Okay. Oof. Ouch. Okay, I've got my stick.
You ganging up on me, idiotas!
Just call me Red Dragon, okay. She just told me a medic kit for some reason. It is zombie fighting.
Shit. There's more.
The more we've got to kill. Bro, YouTube may flag violent game. Use blur. Okay.
They just keep coming.
Okay, gotta use a med kit.
Think of something.
Minecraft definitely works, but I've heard that basically OpenGL implementation is like capped at 120 FPS. So that's one thing that I've heard. Okay, good. Are you capturing via OBS on Mac? I'm not using OBS on Mac. I'm using OBS with the PC on capture cards. So I read that there is a new metal renderer, so that's quite exciting. Knock the burning wheel down.
If I can knock that burning wheel down, I'll fry them all.
What burning wheel am I supposed to... Oh, up here.
Gotta throw my weapon at the tire.
Ouch. Right. Stomp this dude. Okay.
This is a rush. Okay.
Have you tried OBS on Mac? Curious to get Mac Mini as a capture PC. I'm not sure if there's this experience. Should be okay. I think.
Back on the road soon, Carla. You got this.
Also classic that Apple mentioned that Apple definitely cares about gaming. Metal 4 is the biggest update to Metal ever, and they barely mentioned it. Yeah. That's true. I think Cyberpunk 2077 is supposed to get a Metal 4 update, but no news yet, even though macOS Tahoe is officially released. Anti-cheat is another crucial problem. If there's a solution about anti-cheat, crossover will automatically be much stronger. The thing is, right, that wine gaming through Linux operating systems or Unix-based operating systems like, like macOS, right? I'm gonna quit this because it's quite violent. Is basically, if Valve can't do it via the Steam Deck, then there's basically no hope for us to do it any other way. Through crossover, especially because if Valve can't do it, if Valve can't, so what? Like for example, Apex Legends, right, has its own easy anti-cheat implementation, of course, and it used to work on the Steam Deck. They had the exception, but then they decided to drop support for the Steam Deck. So if the Steam Deck can't do it, which has a few million dedicated users, then what hope does macOS gaming through crossover stroke wine have, which is a similar process? So why did download fail? Time in the Metal 4 changes many things to the point where you need a different code path for Metal 4 compared to Metal 3. Yeah, that's what I've heard. That Metal 4 is closer to the metal, closer to Vulkan that it is than any previous thing. Molten VK is even discussing splitting its codebase. That's interesting. Henry Future, I'm wondering if the M4 is a big upgrade from the M1 for readings or not worth the upgrade. I mean, I wouldn't M4 M4 can emulate Switch games, but it's not that great at it, so I wouldn't say it's massively different. Is there a game I can try and frame interpolation with natively? Um, I'm not sure. The chat, which Mac games have native frame interpolation? I kind of been out of it. So I can't remember. I must have covered it in the summer when I was looking at the macOS Tahoe beta. Okay, so we've got Enzoy, which is like the Sims-like game, which hasn't been a huge hit, I don't think. Incredible graphics, but yeah, that is correct. Metal versions are very different. The MLX code changed when it moved to Metal 4 codebase. Yeah. Yeah, Cyberpunk 2077 is probably the best bet. Although that's supposedly meant to be getting a Metal 4 update. Um, you know, but now that macOS Tahoe has been out for like a week, I don't see why that hasn't happened yet. But here we are. Okay, we're going to do Enzoy. Let me see if I can buy Silk Song. Seems really like not letting me have my fun. Oh, great! I've purchased Silk Song, which is good. I want to test out. I want to get footage of some other games too. So I'm getting Borderlands 4. Okay, done. So I've got my Borderlands 4. Silk Song is now installed, so I'll just play a little bit of that too. Huge fan. Thank you, Joshua. Best Mac gaming on YouTube. You and Mr. MacWright. Yes. Yeah, Mr. MacWright. I think he is. Last I saw of him, he's occupied with some iPhone stuff, new iPhones. I'm not particularly excited about new iPhones. I'm still sporting my trusty iPhone 15 Pro, which I'm still very happy with. I don't plan to upgrade, but if they do make a foldable, then I think that'll be really fun to try. Agree with Joshua. I would just wish I could catch more live streams. I'm off today, so I was able to catch it. Okay, thanks. I'm glad that I could stream while you were free. I'm gonna try to get back into the swing of things. Like normally, what I've been doing in the past is trying to stream and then record footage at the same time. So like I'm doing all this stuff because I'm running these games. I'm not for very long. Just kind of grabbing some like footage so that I can uh, play through a little bit, get some of my own footage, and I'm putting together like a best Mac games of 2025. So I've done Cat Quest, Hades 2, Dead Island 2, and then we're going to do Silk Song. Why is game mode off? Okay, let's see. Make a compilation video, yeah. If anyone can tell me how, because I remember doing this before when I was playing with the macOS Tahoe beta, like how do I change this so that it always, basically I always want it to be rich so I can see if shaders have been compiled. Is there a way to do that? I know I'm playing the next level game. Yeah. Just turn off my thing. Okay, let's play. Testing Dying Light East. Would I be able to test out Mountain Blade 2? Not going to test that out today. Yeah, it's odd that they're saying that Just go offline. Let's get off. That's better. Do you plan to test other software other than games in the future? Not particularly, no. I mean, games is my niche, and I will test Windows running on a Mac through Parallels or virtual machine software. So that, but mostly that's in service of gaming, or to get some Windows app working on the Mac. Done like AutoCAD or something. How does 1080 or 2K look on Retina display? Personally, it is blurry, but I think it's fine for gaming because when obviously it's a scaled resolution, but personally my standards for visual fidelity are quite low, right? What I care about most is like quality of life and the compatibility of game, right? That it can play at its, you know, at an adequate level. Can you see if the game porting toolkit beta 4 fixed Final Fantasy 7 and 16? Okay, I'll have a look at that if I've got time today. Don't have the hugest amount of time. I want to try and get through more of these Mac games, and then I wanted to test out Borderlands 4 and Demon Slayer, maybe Silent Hill F. Yeah, so probably won't have time to do that. I don't want to do Rebirth today. It rebooted the Metroidvania genre, yeah. One annoying issue with this port is that touchpad to open inventory doesn't work, but Team Cherry has mentioned they're working on controller issues. So that's with the DualShock and DualShock 4 and the DualSense controllers, right? Yeah. My screen's set to 2056 by 1329, and the words are just about to reach without squinting. Yeah. It's nice when games have like really good tech support. Like I was playing Diablo 4 on my Steam Deck today, and then it's got really good font scaling. So even if you run it at a low resolution on that tiny screen, yeah, you can read the text quite easily. Thanks, Crazy Blocks. Good video on your Mac, Andrew. You've been very resilient to their slow progress. I've since moved on to Linux for gaming and stick to Mac for productivity. It's probably a good idea. It's a shame that like I have a neighbor who's wants to learn how to use DaVinci Resolve, but they're very adamant about using Linux, right? And it doesn't really work on Linux very well apparently. So yeah, I would say use a Mac, and it's like no, I'm not using a Mac. That's what my neighbor said. I've heard nothing but tragedies using. Yeah, that's what I've heard. So I've said just use Windows, dual boot into Windows, and you know, get some proper work done. My son was quite interested in playing Hollow Knight, and so I booted it up for him, and then he just like gave up after about 3 minutes. I think the Gen Alpha, right, it's got zero sense of like, it's got zero patience for difficult games. Where am I supposed to go from here? I can finish Silk Song in this one stream. It's easy. Where am I supposed to go from here? I've heard it's quite hard. Yeah, I think that was a joke. I tried RE Village on my 17 Pro Max, insane how far tech has come that you can have games like this on mobile. I'm impressed with iPhone gaming. As a tech demo, I would just never want to play a Resident Evil game on a phone. Although I am quite excited about the MCon controller. So have you any of you guys heard of this MagSafe controller that's coming out on Kickstarter? It's like this MagSafe based controller which you slot onto the back of your iPhone or any kind of MagSafe based Chi-Tech, right? And then it flips out into a really cool controller, which I'm really excited about trying. It's going to be released soon. Because the ergonomics of that look a lot more interesting than the previous like phone controller situation. If I can get proper controller support in like a nice portable format, then I will definitely consider doing more phone gaming. But, you know, it's a disaster trying to play like Death Stranding on a phone. It's just like the worst experience possible. Yes, you'd want one. I think that, yeah, if you look up the MCon, MCON, it's, I backed that Kickstarter. And it looks great for like, it's the type of controller you can fit into your pocket alongside, similar size to what your phone is, but because it's MagSafe, it's really easy to take on and off, and you know you can continue to use your phone. Because like those telescopic controllers that, well, shit, they fit on the side, they're not good. Okay, cool. So that's my Silk Song. Silk Song's working. I'm not going to try doing extensive testing on this because I actually want to play the first Hollow Knight properly. I need to give that like a proper go before I play this. Okay, let's see. What's it? Let's see, Enzoy. This is like the Korean Sims competitor. Let's try that. There's a few more that I want to do on macOS side, like Lone Star, Nine Kings, and Haste. Right, I'm trying to make like at least 20 macOS games of 2025. Are there any other really good macOS games from 2025 which I haven't covered yet? Because like I did the RoboCop one. That's another recent release. We did Wuwa. When are we getting iPhone handoff as a controller for Mac gaming? Yeah, I did think about that. You know, I think you can use Steam Link to stream like a touchscreen interface to your phone and then play that using your phone as a controller. I'm not 100% sure. Is anyone playing Destiny Rising on mobile or desktop through emulation? Someone did tell me that it works through PlayCover. So if you can try it through PlayCover, then that might be interesting. I wish there was a way to hook on iPhone screen to monitors without noticeable input delay. Any kind of processing is going to introduce like probably unacceptable levels of input delay, I'm afraid. So you have a Galaxy Fold 5 onto iPhone. So Red Dragon, one of the big advantages I find with using an iPhone and a Mac is like, you know, the ecosystem talks really well together. AirDrop, synchronizing photographs. That's like those two things, right? I do so much of between my MacBook and my phone that it's like it's indispensable. Copying text between devices, yeah. I don't actually do that because there's a really annoying thing I hate about the iCloud copy and paste. So like if you copy, like let's say you have a 100 gigabyte file and you press copy and put that in a clipboard, it does some weird thing where it like copies it into another folder. If you have low storage space, it really messes up your computer. It does something when you copy and paste, put a large file into your clipboard. It's not good. So I don't tend to use that feature. What I do use is like a WhatsApp desktop. Like I use that a lot. to try and figure out, to try and copy and paste text and files and images between computers. So my Windows computer and stuff. Okay, let's see here. So graphics, I've not played this game at all yet. So it's got performance mode, Metal FX scaling on automatically. Let's try and put this on the rich mode on Metal HUD. This is meant to be like this ultra realistic Sims clone. Let's try and get the frame rate higher because it's limited to 60 for no reason. So it's on performance mode, so it means aggressive upscaling. We're not hitting 60 in the menu, so I might as well just try this. Maybe you can do face capture on your phone. It's cool. Wow, the graphical options of these characters are quite amazing. Like it's way more high fidelity than, you know what, I'm gonna change the graphics settings so that I can actually see this properly. Because performance mode is not doing this justice. Let's try and do like native resolution. So turn Metal FX off. And it's running okay. This is how I feel in the morning. Have any of you guys played Enzoy? iCloud has never been super bug-free since its inception. I've always found iCloud tricky. There's a lot of options here. They've all got style, these guys. Okay, let's play as this girl here. Select a trait. Okay. I've already tried a lot of games besides Cyberpunk for 5 minutes because I'm a magic mouse and the toggle in Cyberpunk doesn't work. You need to get yourself a proper mouse. So that's one of the things I talk about in my how to set up my Mac for gaming video. It's like you definitely need a proper mouse with 2 buttons at least. Which is version of GPTK. I'm not using a game pausing toolkit. We are doing native Mac gaming today. We might do a little bit of testing of Silent Hill F a little bit later. Not sure yet. Okay, let's go. Let's go to this house. Okay, can't see what's happening. Okay. See, like shaders are compiling. The new Metal HUD has a lot of detail in it, which I've not seen. FS7 Rebirth any good? Well, I remember testing it a few months ago, and it had a lot of graphical glitches, even in macOS Tahoe. But I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't get fixed very soon. I have a proper gaming mouse, but away from home, I prefer to use Magic Mouse. I haven't found anything with separate left and right click, but all nice gestures and portability. I like the MX Master, the Logitech mouse, which has gestures. Not as nice as the Magic Mouse, though. Oh, it's got like WASD keys. Oh, this has controller support too. So I can. What? I'm gonna stop my controller there. I've got a controller here. Use that too. Game mode is off. Yeah, I don't understand that. Can anyone figure out why game mode is turned off? Can I test Dune Awakening? I think that has like anti-cheat, right? So I'm not sure that works. The thing is, though, Cyberpunk has an option to enable Magic Mouse support, and it's grayed out for me for some reason. Okay, that's weird. I didn't know Cyberpunk had a Magic Mouse option. So can you just like go and interact with people? Just phase into the, go into the bush. The guy's just like disappeared. It's just the command click middle mouse of the game technically playable. Can I just like go walk up to people?
Yassi? Alora ben Laura? Quivic clay.
Lumonaruti. Kija Bay. Chiol.
Kuti. Me for Hermione. Comingo. Rico Seni. Ching. May flopping
Okay, so if it's not full screen, does that mean the game mode is off? Let's try that. Because this is, let's try windowed full screen. Game mode's still off. Not sure why. How to turn off Metal HUD via commands. So if you use the tutorial that I've given with the terminal command, you have a Metal HUD space 1 to enable it, and you can just run the command again with Metal HUD set to space 0 instead, 1, and then when you relaunch the application from scratch, it should turn off. I might just go home now. It's like super detailed compared to something like The Sims. I did that and it didn't. I only read some forums. It is likely that games such as GTA and Call of Duty will be available in the App Store in the future thanks to macOS Tahoe. I don't think macOS Tahoe has done anything or has anything that makes it any different from macOS Sequoia or something like that. Apple says that it has to use the official full screen. Okay. So it feels like it's full screen because if I do the 4-finger swipe, right, it's occupying like a different desktop. So it's not fake full screen. Okay, good. So that's Enzoy. Can't believe I bought this game. Okay, Enzoy is done. Okay, so we've got a couple of indie games I want to do. Lone Star. Lone Star is a really interesting looking oh, it says the official full screen when you click the green traffic light to set it. Yeah, you mean like this button? Not this one, because that's just the plus button for Steam, which is the fake full screen again. Are you going to this game looks so boring. Are you going to return Enzoy? I'm afraid not, because I think I bought it about 3 months ago and I forgot to refund it. But I think I might let my kid try it, my daughter. Okay, Lone Star is a interesting looking roguelike, which I bought not realizing that it also has a Mac port as well. So let's give this a go. The game mode is on here. Oh, I can do controller support too. So if I press the green button instead, will it fall? Okay, it doesn't really matter where the game mode's on for this particular game. Because, let's see, there's the game icon here, which, okay. It really doesn't matter whether game mode is enabled or not. I haven't seen anyone on YouTube try frame manipulation for Cyberpunk 2077. I'm pretty sure I tried it before when I did my Cyberpunk videos. Yeah, you read it off their support website. It seems a bit inconsistent because maybe it's like an issue with maybe it's an issue with Tahoe. It seems like a lot of problems with Tahoe lately. I'd assume it's just how they call the API. Yeah, it's a weird one because I haven't had this issue before. Apple should buy Valve and make Steam exclusive on macOS. If only Steam was a sale. I take a lot of damage in this turn. They did remove carbon. So what is carbon? Did they try modding any games through crossover? Not recently, no. So it's like this kind of roguelike puzzle game where you have to like destroy the enemy ship. Let's try playing it without the... Yeah. This is the kind of game that you can play with a trackpad, I think. You just tried FC26 on Readings, man, it works so good. Just got it to close a couple of times after launching the first time. Okay. So this is an interesting like roguelite game. A bit like FTL, I suppose, in the sense that you go around. You don't have a crew to manage though. Calm is basically the pre-macOS X API for graphics and desktop apps, but made for macOS X. So developers just had to swap a couple of them to update. Okay. Okay, so you've got to load this thing into here. Let's put this 3 into here. Okay, let's do that. Atomic Heart. What's Atomic Heart? Is that a game? I'm going to take 2 damage here, I think. 3 damage. Okay. Paralyzed, so this should end the turn, end the game. I've not heard of Atomic Heart. What's that about? Oh, yeah, I remember this. Atomic Heart was on Game Pass, wasn't it? I think I played a little bit of it. Does it work on a Mac? Did you test Balatro and Liar's Bar on Mac? Yes, both of those games work. Balatro has a native macOS port. Liar's Bar you can run through crossover. Okay, let's not take any more damage. Can I repair? Okay, support unit. So can the macOS run FC 25 or 26? Well, apparently someone can get it to run with Ryujinx. Or maybe you want to be downloading the Ryubug version of Ryujinx, I think. Okay, I'm going to get destroyed unless we do something drastic. What game is this? This game is called Lone Star, and it's a 2D roguelike on macOS. Let's try and do as much damage to this dude as possible. I'm not doing so good here. Making some bad decisions. Got 1 health point left. I think I'm dead. I don't really know what I'm doing, to be honest. So I need to match the... Oh, here we are. Yeah, that's better. How much has DXMT improved? I haven't really been following DXMT development, but I imagine that it's going very well. Okay, dead. Okay, this is quite fun. I mean, I've not really played this yet, so I'm excited to try this. Because it's I was just playing that with my wireless Magic trackpad, and it's one of those games that you could play on your laptop without any kind of controller. Even a Magic Mouse could play this game. Okay, good. So that is Lone Star, cool little 2D indie roguelike. So okay, let's try another one called 9 Kings, which I heard is good. Another indie game, and then we're gonna once we do the indie games, we'll do a bit of other stuff. So we're also going to try Haste as well. Haste is Slime Rancher 2's come out, and it's a shame that Slime Rancher doesn't have a Mac port like it did in the past. The first version of Slime Rancher was a Mac game. Yeah, I haven't really played around with DXMT yet, so I don't really know what the deal with that is. When I in a minute, I'm going to open up Crossover, and then we'll give it a go. Okay, so 9 Kings. I heard that this is like a co-op pixel game. I don't really know much about it. I bought it a long time ago. I'm intending to make some content about it. Fast-paced roguelike kingdom builder is what it is. Grow your empire and fight massive battles against powerful rivals. Break the game with thousands of insane builds. Okay. Early access game, okay. Peasant mode. These are your enemies, kings. Drag your castle onto empty plot. Drag a troop car empty plot to create an army. Click on enemies using your castle's attack. It's real time. This is catapulting these guys. Does I hurt my own guys if I shoot? No. Okay. Every year, add 1 unit to the adjacent troop. Cancels the first hit with the target. Will take every battle. Every year, has 2% damage to adjacent troops and construction. Let's do this one. Hover over any plot to check its stats. Let's level up the castle. These wizards are easy. King of spells. Just catapulting these guys. Okay, so my catapults don't have my own troops apparently. Okay. Static. You can throw a card into the pit to discard it from your hand. Okay, I can throw this into the pit to get gold. Okay. These look like dinosaurs. Are they like raptors or something? Oh, they are raptors. I want raptors. Okay, I want raptors. A few questions. MacBook Pro 16512 base M4 is hitting constant 85 degrees Celsius while gaming. What do I do here? What is the controller? Let me just quit out of this. Okay, cool. So that's this game. Nine Kings. I think I'll give this a better go later. So you have 2 questions. The MacBook Pro 16512 base M4 is hitting constant 85 degrees Celsius while gaming and using aftertime update. Unfortunately, about 1.5 swap. Good for my Mac. I have to make a video about this at some point, but hitting 85 degrees is like pretty normal for using a computer. Remember, that's like probably like the CPU temperature, and it'll always throttle. So if you've got a MacBook Pro, it has active cooling, so I think you'll always be fine. People get really worked up about this. Okay, so this is another game on Mac. Okay, so this is like a speedrunning game. I'm gonna look at the MacBook screen directly to play. Okay. This is quite a cool game. Oh, I'm not gonna make it. Ouch. Oh, how come I can't get that last jump? I'll have to go down. Press A to go down. I have to hold A to get that momentum from going down. I'm getting used to this now. Oh, I pressed A while I was in the middle of running. Do I think there's a good chance that GTA 6 will work on the Mac? Very unlikely. I got the gameplay loop now. I understand it now. The board. What ability is that? Oh, there's a board. Whoa. Okay, cool. So that's haste. Haste it out. Okay, haste done. Non-king's done. Okay, so let's do some Windows gaming. Okay, so let's quit out of the macOS Steam, and we're going to install the latest version of Crossover Preview, which I've got ready right here. So this is the August 25th version of the software. And then we'll try to get a couple of these games working. So okay, we're going to do some. So apparently this version has the DLSS options available already. Let's install. Let's install a fresh Steam bottle. Ah, so we've got the DLSS options here. Okay, let's delete this and let's just start again. I did try to get Forza 5 working last time I was playing around with this. Okay. So we've got two games that I really want to try. And then a couple more, depends if we've got time. Or we're going to do another half an hour of streaming today. So we've got Steam, I've got Silent Hill F, and we've got Borderlands 4. So both of those I want to give it a go. Yeah, so I really doubt that Grand Theft Auto 6 is ever going to work on a Mac. I have a lot of doubts about it. I mean, maybe a few years after release. It took a long time for GTA 5 to get working properly on Apple Silicon Macs using crossover and parallels. And that was with like a lot of people trying really, really hard. I remember like there was a mad scramble attempt. Every comment was, "Oh, can you get it working on your Mac? Can you get it working on your Mac? Can you get GTA 5 working on your Mac?" Okay, let's log into Steam. And then what we'll do is test out those two games, Silent Hill F, Borderlands 4. So let's log in. and then see how we get on with this. So, do any of you guys think that that there's all these rumors that I'm hearing that the M5 Mac is not being released in 2025? I'd be very surprised if if it wasn't. Be incredibly surprised. The M3 Max is a lot more fast than the M4 Pro, I'm afraid. Okay, just gonna add my NAS. My Windows Steam library. And then we're going to load up. Okay, no, we haven't installed that yet, so I'll do Silent Hill. Yeah, this is going to be better. Okay, let's do it. So Silent Hill F just came out, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to install. I'm going to get Borderlands 4 installed, so I can get it tested properly. Did you get the deluxe version? You'll have a rabbit costume. Okay, people love it. Oh, okay, well, I only got the deluxe version because I'm going to refund it, and then B, is the only way to run this before its official release date tomorrow. Okay, just gonna let that run and so that nip to the toilet. Okay, I'm back. Let's see if this picks up my Xbox controller. So I've seen some video of this. I don't think the frame pacing looks that good. While this is running through the game porting toolkit's compatibility layer. I think I saw a video from Beelzebub. It looked like something was slightly wrong with Beelzebub, the user called Beelzebub. I'm using macOS 26, not the beta version. We're using the same version of Crossover Preview, but I'll probably be using, let's see which, yeah, I'm using beta 3 of Game Porting Toolkit. So it's not the latest beta yet. Crossover has GPTK3. Crossover Preview has Game Porting Toolkit 3, yeah. So if you have a valid license of Crossover, you can try out Crossover Preview, which is what I'm using now. I'm just using vanilla Crossover Preview. So it is possible to update with the latest Game Porting Toolkit betas 3.0 beta 4, but I'm just using beta 3 because I'm a bit basic. Is GPTK3 worth it? Yeah, definitely. The Game Porting Toolkit 3 unlocks a lot of compatibility for a lot of Windows games, which didn't work without it. Stuff like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And The Last of Us Part 2 and Uncharted and stuff like that. There's a lot of games which didn't work unless you had it. Okay, so these are my pink rabbit costume. Okay. Let's do balanced for now. Story mode. Pink rabbit costume. Nah, just gonna do. Let's just do the box standard. Pink rabbit costume. Japanese people are so weird. I'm scared to buy a new MacBook M4 Pro 16 or 24 gigabytes of RAM or M3 Max. M3 Max is going to be way better than M4 Pro.
私は一人でも全然寂しくないの。仲間外れなんか気にしないもん。
Let's get into gameplay. Don't want to watch a cutscene.
あってたまるか。そんなこと。
See what the options are here. So the preset was on balanced, and we turn the frame limit off. So it's balanced with frame limit off. There's no upscaling here because it would actually tell us if there's upscaling involved in this. There's no... It's quite surprising there's no kind of DLSS or Metal FX or FSR. There's no FSR in this game. Actually, this is way smoother than I thought it was going to run. This is actually really playable. This is actually surprisingly very playable. Upscaling is an anti-aliasing. Okay, let's see. Oh, it's on TSR. FSR is running way better than TSR. Let me just check the Beelzebub's thing. With upscaling qualities, 1080p. Resync off. So we have a preset here for anti-aliasing. So we've got FSR, FXAA, and TAA, and TSR. So FSR, let's do on... Okay, it's not giving me the information that I wanted for this. What's really good about the new Metal HUD, right, is that it has the you put it on full. It should be telling us if it's being upscaled or not. But it doesn't seem to be recognizing whether it's upscaled. I guess in a native app, it tells you the upscale resolution. Bro, please do that CS2 and crossover plus CX patcher thing. Gain, is there any update on it? I'm trying that today. Please do that video again. Well, it's the same steps again. I'm not really that keen on trying Counter-Strike 2 again. I really want to try new stuff. Like, this is a brand new game which works surprisingly well. Like, it's extremely playable right now. Using FSR on quality mode, getting like 50 plus FPS. the journal. Oh, so I can go to the Hokara, which is this thing here, rest. It's like the typewriters in Resident Evil games. It's really creepy, this like, I think it's like 1960s Japan. Where am I supposed to go? The beginning is mega smooth, a bit later shader stutter and traversal stutter. Wasn't too bad on my PC. Okay. Where's everyone gone? Thanks for the tips, Joe, about the anti-aliasing upscaling settings. I think they should really explicitly say it's upscaling, not because it's not really accurate to say that it's part of the anti-aliasing settings. It's a cutscene. I'm never really sure if it's pre-rendered or not. Give me Final Fantasy VII Remake vibes. Why you should not join Apple as a gaming engineer? Like, you people would change Apple gaming whole industry. I wish I could. I think I might get very frustrated though, because the way that I approach a lot of this stuff is like, I'm not very professional, right? So the way I see it is like, if you can play a game, like evaluate a game through Game Porting Toolkit, you're basically playing the game and it's basically compatible with a Mac. Like, I can't see any actual issues with the way this game is running. Like, why couldn't you just ship a wine wrapper with D3D metal inside it and then sell this game on, as a Mac game, right? It's just because Apple doesn't want to do it. They don't like the jankiness of it, even though they've already developed all the tech to make this work. So this is like a DirectX 12 game, not even released yet. It's like in pre-release stage, and it works beautifully on this Mac, but not officially supported. I think, based on what NetBro said, and one of the old Apple engineers who used to work at Microsoft and Valve, it just seems like a very frustrating place to work. And Apple don't like making stuff janky. Oh, Shift F12. Ah, yeah, that's it. Thank you. Forgot the that's the shortcut for that. But how do I escape my mouse? Because I press Shift F12, but how do I actually change? Oh, okay, I can press Shift F10 to toggle between. Oh, that's what I really wanted to do, was toggle between the different modes. Oh, there's like an FPS only mode. Oh, okay. Shift F10 toggles between the different modes. Because that's thank you. Thank you very much, the one TJC. That's very helpful. How's the game been? It seems to perform really well. I couldn't really comment on the content of the game. I rarely do. But it seems like playable. Although Joa says that there's a lot of shader stutter and traversal stutter later in the game. Escape the fog. Okay, what did I miss during that cutscene? I missed something. Something went wrong. That's creepy. Run! Oh, am I stuck? Oh my god. Oh, this fogginess is creepy as hell. The shortcut. Okay, not that way. Eee! Uh-oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh, uh-oh, you don't... All of these are bad options. Oh my god. It seems to be working pretty well. Let's go.
週にもらっててよかった。
Painkillers. I think we need a bit more than that.
みんな絶対無事でいてくれよ。
It's bandage. Okay.
ここどこ？急いでサクポのとこに戻らないと。
Thanks for the content. Yeah, thank you for thanking me for the content. I appreciate getting the feedback. Okay, the map. It looks so dreary, this Japanese town. To get back to this general store, I'm gonna have to take the long way around, I think. Okay, cool. So that is Silent Hill F. I want to make sure that I don't play too much of this so I can get a refund for this because it is £70 for this game. It is a lot of money for a pre-release game for something that probably will go down in price on the key sites anyway, like instantly. Okay, Borderlands 4. So I heard a lot of people say that this does not run well. Do I have to install this? I thought I already installed this. Let's see if this picks up my installation from the computer. Because like 60 gigabytes, that's a lot of space. Yeah, validating, that's good. But yeah, I was also going to try Demon Slayer game as well. Once this validates, I'm getting another drink. Okay, so just wait for this to validate. Hopefully it's not going to take that long. So the other game I want to play today is the Demon Slayer game, which will update as well once I've done this Borderlands 4. Because Borderlands 4 is the big recent release. Okay, 5 minutes to validate. Hopefully that'll be okay. So yeah, I wish like Apple did a little bit more for Mac gaming. There's so much control that Apple has over the entire ecosystem. They have so much money as well. Money to throw at this kind of problem to foster like a proper gaming culture on the Mac desktop instead of something that's just throwaway apps and microtransactions. You know, what's to stop them getting a game like Silent Hill F, which is similar in scope to something like a Resident Evil game, right? So why not have big titles like that released? And Borderlands 4, you know, Borderlands 3 had a Mac port. Where's the Mac port of Borderlands 4? Where's that gone? No news about that, which is a real shame. Crazy Blocks says Borderlands 4 struggles to run on PC, so this will be interesting to see. Yeah. I've seen a bit of footage floating around that Borderlands 4 does work on Mac. So people were talking about it last week. And people are saying that it will crash after 15 minutes. So I'll give it a run for 15 minutes or so, and we'll see if it plays. I think a lot of the issues with Steam and through crossover might have been fixed. Andrew Lamb says, "Have I tried TinyGlade?" Are you the guy who keeps asking about TinyGlade? Because maybe there's been some progress on this. Apparently, TinyGlade works with CX Patcher and Crossover 25. So if you go to Mac Pro Tips YouTube channel, I can see it's working through there. Let me see TinyGlade. Is that demo? Have I played Hollow Knight? I mean, not really. I've not really played Hollow Knight. Um, I'm planning to play it on my Switch. So this is I recently bought. I kind of went on like a gaming binge recently. So I've been playing a lot of Diablo 3. on this device, which is like it's basically like perfect. It's basically perfect, like 60 frames per second gameplay on this like tiny little device. And for Diablo 3 anyway, I really like it. Which is the Nintendo Switch Lite. And it's like it's so cheap. These things are so cheap now. It's like £70 for a secondhand Nintendo Switch Lite. And I got like a decent case for it, which has a front and back cover, which just like throw it into my pocket anytime I want. And battery life not amazing, but good enough to that I wouldn't feel bad if I lost it, for example, or someone stole it from me. So I might do a run of Hollow Knight on that because I bought it on the eShop. When I'm like waiting to pick up my kid or something from school. So I might try that. Um, I've never really managed to finish a Metroidvania before. So since Hollow Knight's meant to be that good, I wouldn't mind trying to do a full proper playthrough. But recently I've been really addicted to Diablo 3. Diablo 3 is really great on the Switch because I remember playing it on the Mac and the PC, the version of Diablo 3, which is all like mouse driven, but the console version is really good too. So I've been playing with my family, doing like 4-player local co-op with my wife and my 2 kids, and they really enjoyed it, enjoy that. And the game is quite different using controller. Ooh, got the door. Hey, daughter's back from school, and yeah, we're going to continue on testing out Borderlands 4. Once this game file is validated, we'll give it a go. So, Ghost K Web, have you finished Hollow Knight? How's it? If the Mac somehow beats a 1590 on BL4 performance, eat a hat. I think it's very unlikely, but stranger things have happened. By the way, your latest video is fire. Thanks. Thank you. You have finished Hollow Knight. Yeah, I think I'll try and do a playthrough sometime once I give it a go. Yeah, I like to give Silk Song a proper run at some point. But I think I owe it to myself to play the first game properly first. Yeah, I really hope that. How long do you think it takes to finish Hollow Knight, the first game? Like 10, 15 hours? Is that how long a Metroidvania takes? Maybe longer? Not sure. But yeah, definitely give it a go. But thanks. Yeah, the last video that I did, I've been mulling it over in my head for months because I started scripting it in like February or something, and then it's only because I had to shelve it because too much stuff was happening with the MacBook Air and the Mac Studio, the M3 Ultra, etc. And then I just never got back to it. But I've been thinking about that script for a really long time. So this idea of what like that Apple is like sitting on this gold mine ready to be exploited, this like Mac gaming revolution they could just snap its fingers and just do, but it's just choosing not to. And I had a lot of feedback talking to people from who've worked with Apple in the past, and it's just interesting trying to incorporate some of that information in. But yeah, Apple are. I play Silksong on Mac natively, but cutscene videos don't work. Really? I guess I skip the cutscenes when I try to play Silksong. Is that really the case? Yeah, they could literally make a Steam Deck with an Apple Silicon with such good battery life. Cutscene skips with wired controller. So no one's experienced this. If you disable Steam input, should get rid of the lag. Yeah, some issues. Some issues there. Andrew Lamb, I don't have this problem. I've been playing for 30 hours now. Where do you live? Taiwan. I live in the UK, but I go to Taiwan a lot. So this year I've spent 5 weeks in Taiwan in total. Next year I'll probably do a similar amount. People always in the comments and in the chat always keep saying stuff like, "Oh, Apple should make a handheld." But Apple basically have the most successful handheld in the world. It doesn't need buttons. The iPhone. The iPhone is incredible. I think the last thing that Apple will do is try to make like this, like a gaming handheld, right? It's just not. I don't think Apple have ever made a game controller before. You know, the iPhone is basically perfect. It's like a money-making machine. The iPhone is JIT. Yeah, you're right. So JIT would make higher end emulation much faster. But I'm really enjoying Switch Lite. I know it sounds stupid to like buy a Switch Lite in 2025, but like I really like this because it's so because it fits in my pocket compared to my Steam Deck, which just doesn't. Didn't they make the Pippin? Is the Pippin a game console? Something else I can play while I'm waiting for this to work. Yeah, the Pippin. Really? I heard about the Pippin. Seriously? God. Yeah, this is why they're so afraid of it. 96. That was when the Dreamcast came out, right? My God, that's so ugly. Wow, had like a VGA port. That's way better than the Dreamcast that we use as a composite. That composite, that's S video. Damn. That this controller is wild. It's got a mouse, it's got a trackball. I finally thought banana was the perfect shape for a controller. Yeah, they didn't really work out ergonomics at the time. I mean, compare that because the Dreamcast came out in when did the Dreamcast came out in 97, right? Dreamcast. Like, when was the Dreamcast released? 99, 98, 99, so I guess it's way before that. The ergonomics of the Dream I mean, it's a really good controller, the Dreamcast controller. It's pretty good. The Pippin may be part of why they didn't want to make a full-on gaming effort and rather do it by proxy. Yeah. I've never seen a Pippin in real life. They only sold 42,000, whereas the Dreamcast, which was also considered a failure, sold 9 million. So yeah, we're multiple orders of magnitude different. Okay, are we ready? Are we ready? Let's do it. Initial PS3 controller design. I think I remember seeing the PlayStation 3 controller. Okay, so will this launch? That's the question. Will it launch? pretty sure I've seen footage of this already working on Mac. But I wonder if they used, let me just check. Did they use crossover preview? Did they use, let's try to get to the first, let's play like 15 minutes at least and see if it crashes. Okay, let's do the full HUD. So yeah, you can see here, game porting toolkit 3.0b3. Let's try and play with the controller. So I'm going to test Age of Empires 2. That's been done to death already. I've already done. You can run Age of Empires 2 via crossover or via parallels. They both work. Crossover slightly better. It'd be great if Asahi Linux could run on a tablet. That would be really cool to test. Oh, shader compiling. Recommend locking your frames to 60 and turning on FrameGen. You get a smooth experience with almost zero latency. Okay. I think the only Mac machine that can run Borderlands well would be an M5 Ultra. A future machine that doesn't exist. Okay. What settings should I try initially? Should I try like medium 1080p with some quality upscaling? That'd probably work. Yeah, medium 1080p. Shaders compiling. Oh, I can see my stuff here. And do something while I'm waiting. Slide down. That's better. Just going to do something while I'm waiting for this to the shaders to compile. Playing my okay. This is my Diablo 3 game running on Switch Lite, which I'm having a surprising amount of fun with. I'm also sad that Diablo 3 never came out with proper controller support. It's a good mouse game. It's great on Mac, but playing it with a controller at 60 frames per second on this like really cheap machine is like it's great. It's pretty absurd this game lets you do 200, 1,000 million damage, like 1 billion damage in one hit. It's like real number inflation happening here. So we're at 99% shader compilation. It's just rebooting. Oh, I died. Okay, I'll let that one sit for a bit. Okay, so it's just rebooting. Do games get upscaled on my monitor? Not really. On my M1 Air 8 GB with crossover GPTK Beta 3, Beta 4, playing 10-year-old gamey MacBook is getting hot and you know so much lagging. It's not even 60 FPS, even for 20. The thing is, like, if a game is from 2010 and it's 32-bit and it uses DirectX 9, it actually runs slower than a game from like 2014, which uses DirectX 10 or 11. So it's not just because the M1 Air is fanless. There's lots of Windows games that can run at 60 FPS on M1 MacBook Air. I've got a whole video which is just about M1 MacBook Air running that with the 8 GB version running Windows games, and lots of games can work. You just have to be quite selective with which ones you choose. Okay, we're in. Yeah, Diablo 3 takes less time than compiling shaders. Why are we compiling again? Are we seriously doing this again? Oh, so you're trying to play DC Universe Online. You might have a better time playing that game through Parallels. I would definitely give that a try with Parallels. I remember being quite excited by DC UO when it came out. It seemed like a very promising action MMORPG game. I did remember playing it at the time thinking, "Oh, this might be better than playing World of Warcraft," but it wasn't. I've noticed the system fan control for pro models playing native games is much better compared to when running games via crossover was monitoring. Well, this game, for example, all Windows games are going to be running through the Rosetta translation layer, which is going to offer more CPU overhead, which is going to overcook your CPU a little bit, so it's just going to get hotter for sure. Moonlight game streaming project that gave GitHub app. If you have a gaming setup and a MacBook, you can play your stuff on local Windows machine, but through macOS with the close to zero latency. If you have got a good Wi-Fi setup, then yeah, why not? So I'm not sure why we're compiling shaders again. We did it the first time. I think it's going a bit faster. And then it said it needed to restart, so we're restarting. Yeah, local game streaming. I think, if you're going to go through the effort of local game streaming, you might as well just hook up a monitor, keyboard, and mouse to your computer and then play it through there. It's nice to have the option, but it's not really Mac gaming if we're streaming. Same thing with cloud streaming as well. Okay, so I can hear the fans on my Mac running in overtime right now, doing this compilation. I'm thankful I got to play Expedition 33, even if some things didn't render correctly. I think that's, yeah. Is the Mac the only gaming platform that you have? I'm in the middle of making a video about external solid-state drives, but I'm not really going to cover degradation because personally, I've never actually experienced any issues with degradation before. You'd have to be writing data like millions of times. The solid-state drive I'm going to be featuring is this one, the Acasis TB501. This is the Thunderbolt 5 enclosure. It's pretty good. Of course, hardly any Macs actually use Thunderbolt 5, but it is an option. Okay, continue. I'm using Crossover to run this game. Fortunately, yeah, the Windows laptop that I have at home doesn't have a GPU. And for college, I only have a legendary M1 Pro. Okay. Okay, let's change some options. Visuals. So I know someone said we should be limiting to 60 FPS, but let's just try it like this. Graphics preset, let's turn it to medium. And apply settings. And with controls, I'm an inverted player, so we've got to fix that. And then we'll start a new game. Easy.
So, you want to hear a story, huh? Yeah, old Marcus still has a few tales to tell. And this one, this is the
Is rendered full screen better or full screen? On macOS, they're both the same, I think.
that just might leave the galaxies themselves ablaze.
Oh, quit that.
It all starts.
Skip. Okay, let's shoot this guy.
That one. Where are you taking me, coward? The timekeeper thinks you could be of use. Me? Well, I'd rather kill you.
It's cool that all these new Windows games are actually working.
Here and now. Imagine it. Glorious, lethal combat. Blood on our fists. Tempting. But I do only as he commands.
Let's get to gameplay. This is fun.
Really hope I just blew up the right room. Echo, see anyone alive in there?
Right here.
Hell yeah. Echo, boot up their HUD so they can check for injuries.
So Joa says, I've seen one of the first SSDs 10 years plus
I'm RJ.
in use, lost 1% health. Normal. Use won't ruin the SLSD drive at all. Yeah.
Come on, let's get out of here. Whole place is going into lockdown. Come on.
I'm gonna be honest with you, 1080p.
Right.
What settings we're up? 1080p. Medium graphics preset with quality TSR. I think, in my experience, FSR works better than TSR.
Are you a Vault Hunter too?
That's 60 frames per second.
I am glad to be free, but
People are saying it's been crashing, but that's not been my experience so far.
Free this whole planet. I figured we could use all the Vault Hunters we can get.
Which way am I going?
Guards are onto us. Take them out.
with pleasure.
gotta get to the next floor. The security room up there's our way out.
What were those contraptions?
Synths. The timekeeper's robot.
This metal hut is pretty big.
Good riddance.
The sleek
But honest with you, this is I know we're at 1080p upscaling for the FSR on quality mode, but and this is an expensive computer, it's an M3 Max, but it seems to be fine.
Everyone who lands on Kairos ends up here.
Okay, let's see if we can play this till quarter past. Quarter past 6. And then if we crash at all, could be interesting to see whether this crashes.
There's the security room.
I'm not playing very well. My excuse is I'm using a controller. And I don't have a mouse attached to this Mac. I'm playing through the OBS preview window. That's my excuse. There doesn't seem to be a DLSS option. Let me see. There should be one because I had DLSS turned on for via crossover preview. Yeah, so that should expose the scaling method. FSR. So we've got. Yeah, we don't have that option. I've kind of got used to Nintendo Switch gaming really lately. I wish we had gyro controls. Okay. I'm going to look at my actual laptop screen rather than the preview, so I can just get past this bit. That's like double. They're like double jump in this game. Which one am I supposed to go? This is where I was earlier, right?
Check it out. Confiscated weapons chest. See if there's anything fun in there. Damn it. Lockdown's got us hemmed in. Echo 4, get hacking. Got an idea that'll buy us some time. We're gonna crack this wide open.
Vault Hunter?
Wanna do the honors?
Prison break, baby! Nice one! Doors open, let's go!
I will remind any and all rabid prisoners that he is watching.
Let's see how long we can run this for, because people have been saying that this crashes after a while, but I'll see if this tallies up with my experience. Another 10 minutes at least. And then this is the respawn point, right? I haven't played Borderlands for a really long time, but I have a feeling this actually runs better than Borderlands 3, the native Mac port. Frame intervals seem better. Like the frame pacing seems more smooth.
Shards fell like rain. We thought the world was ending.
I'm terrible at aiming with a controller. Can't really hit these guys with the controller. So Valeris, you said that you're going to watch my video about parallels. Programs that were created for ARM run 100% better than those that were optimized were originally made for Intel. Yes, yeah, there's a big difference between the ARM. To be honest, I haven't actually used many ARM optimized Windows applications before. There's hardly any. Which ones were you saying? Because it has its own decent like x86 64-bit translation to ARM through Windows 11 ARM. It's not bad. A lot of games work, even old stuff like Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm a terrible shot.
This is it. We can exfil here.
Okay, good.
You're gonna need this.
Take the grapple grab. What does this do?
Good. Now, follow my lead, all right?
White stick. Okay.
We gotta slide down. Come on.
Whoa.
Looks like we got separated. You good?
Indeed.
The graphics look pretty good.
The timekeeper's
I'm happy this is running about 50 FPS.
Not exactly. The order's gonna have
This water looks nice.
roaming through these woods. I stashed us a ride out though. Let's meet up ahead.
Whoa. I can't shoot him. Oh god, I gotta fight for my life, and I'm just terrible shot. Okay. Anyone try running Rocket League? Yes, you can. Yeah, it runs through the Epic game Heroic. You can run it through Heroic, the software, and then you can also use Crossover to run it too. For example, design software Sketch to run so smoothly and perfectly compared to Figma, which lags for me. Can you imagine? I'm honestly shocked and disappointed, but I'll never go back to Windows again. Windows 11 ARM has been a pretty big failure, I think. So far, anyway. It's an alternative to Parallels is not a subscription. I don't like subscriptions. Well, you can pay for Parallels as a one-off license. It's more expensive than paying for 1 year of Parallels. You can also use VMware Fusion, which is free, but it is way jankier than Parallels. But if you got a stomach for jank, then it's fine. VMware Fusion does basically everything that Parallels can do. That's free. But it is extremely hard to use, in the sense that there's almost no information about even just like how to download it properly. Ever since VMware got bought out by Broadcom, right? It's just the whole interface, website, everything's just gone to shit. People are saying that Parallels are going to have DirectX 12 support soon. No, not happening anytime soon. Where am I supposed to go from here? There's like a thing I'm supposed to grapple onto.
Might be a tight squeeze through there. You'll have to crouch.
You don't mind jank.
RJ, I dislike knowing this timekeeper could control me with this bolt. I will simply rip it out with my hands.
This seems to be working pretty well right now. I don't see any problems with this.
They're hitched to your nervous system. When people try to rip their bolt out, it turns them crazy.
Been on tires since the beta. I don't have a single lag bug. I'm very smoothly on my MacBook Air 1. Okay.
Not with Echo 4 on our side. He's jamming my bolt. And if we can get you somewhere safe while the timekeeper's distracted, we'll jam yours too.
Almost dead. Okay, good. Okay, so no crashes yet. We've been playing for at least 15 minutes so far. No crashes, no disasters yet, except for my extremely bad first-person gameplay with a controller. A lot of people have been reporting issues with macOS Tahoe with this public release. Especially with World of Warcraft.
Good. You're still in one piece. Not that I expected anything less.
Less from a Vault Hunter. They're looking for us.
Okay, good.
Come on, we gotta reach our getaway ride. So, have you ever opened a vault?
I have.
Oh my god.
Changed me. Scarred me. Is that what brought you here?
No. I was born on Kairos. But I heard all about vault
Okay, so
off-rollers who
I haven't had a crash yet, and it's been 20 minutes, I think, nearly 20.
out on my own. Been training up
Considering that this is melting 5090s, right?
get off this island. I only joined recently.
I think this is not too bad at all.
This planet needs a whole rebellion fighting together for freedom from the Timekeeper.
Even frame times. No, I don't think I've had any problems running this so far.
Shiny face when we crack that vault of his.
Yeah, if I were you, there's almost no reason to go to Microsoft Tahoe. I mean, you have like basically Tahoe has the DLSS function through crossover. That's an option, but also you can, and there's no native Metal 4 games yet. I'm assuming when when Cyberpunk 2077 gets its Metal 4 update, that it's only going to work on macOS Tahoe. Yeah, macOS, it's on FSR quality mode at the moment, so it's actually pretty good. What do you think the most drawback? The biggest drawback for Mac game emulation is the fact that you basically paying quite a high price for Mac hardware, more than double, for substandard performance. If you can afford the money and the space to buy a separate gaming PC, you should always do that. But if you are committed to just having one device, then yeah, why not? I think one of the big advantages of Macs is the fact that it's like a stealth gaming computer. Like you buy like an M3 Max or M4 Max computer, and it's a productivity workhorse machine. People know that Macs can't play games, and that's kind of its stealth advantage, because people have no idea that this is actually something that can actually play games. So if you ask your boss or your parents or something, and you beg them for a gaming PC, they're not going to buy a gaming computer or a console, because they think, oh, it's going to be so distracting. But the fact is that it can actually run a lot of these games if you throw enough horsepower at it and enough translation layers, things. Yeah, it does work. Although, if you can see from here, we're using 18 gigabytes of unified memory. So that's the RAM and also the video memory as well. So this won't work on a 16 gig machine or even an 18 gig machine. You need something more powerful than that for this to work. So that's one of the advantages and disadvantages of having unified memory on these Mac computers. You can't upgrade the RAM, and when we're trying to run high-end games, the operating system needs RAM, the game needs RAM, and the video memory needs video memory too. So all the textures. What if Apple creates a dedicated chip just to translate x86 to ARM? Well, we already have that. It's called Rosetta 2. And it's crucial during this transition between the Intel chips and the ARM chips. I don't see them removing it that soon. So because they've stated that they will keep it going for quite a long time. Even though it's going to get removed in the next version of the operating system, officially, but they say that for certain games they will continue to work, and game porting toolkit requires Rosetta 2 in order to work. Like I said in my last video, thank you, Daniel, for such kind comments. But basically, yeah, there's Apple doesn't really want to invest in compatibility layers, not long term anyway. They want native games. What they really want is someone they really want Borderlands 4 to be natively ported, right? Even though Borderlands 3's Mac port was kind of terrible. Is the dedicated chip? It's definitely part of the chip, because it's not something that's part of the equivalent M1, M2, M3, M4 chip in the iPads. There's something missing. There's some hardware missing. It's also software as well, of course. Okay, one question I have is, can I actually play online? That's a question. This wasn't confirmed to me. Let's go online. Let's see if I can play online. Can I connect? Hmm. Okay, so I'm searching for a campaign. So maybe if I get matched up, then will I actually be able to play online?
Our ride's just through here.
Oh, it's starting. That's good. Does that mean I get teleported? Oh, someone joined.
Damn, this door wasn't locked when I came through. Give me a sec.
No, someone's actually in my game,
It's
right?
giving me some trouble, but I've got my best spot on it. This could take a
What's the
bit.
key for checking the
I
multiplayer?
left a stash up on the ridge when I was doing my recon. How about you clean it out while I get this door open?
Oh, there's a guy here. Let's have a look. Oh, this is a proper multiplayer game. Oh, my dude. So you can play online. No anti-cheat. They just left. They just realized I'm a noob.
Return now, Vault Hunter, or this island will become your grave. I mean, it still will, but sooner than planned.
What do I have to do here? Oh, there's like a stash here. Oh.
There is no escape.
Oh, I should put my metal HUD back on. I can't see the stats. I need stats. Okay, so I'm able to play this like uninterrupted. It's been nearly half an hour. So maybe reports of this not working have been exaggerated. Okay, guys, that is my time with Borderlands 4. So I'm kind of. I think this works pretty well. I'm impressed. I'm happy with the results. Okay, so that is going to be my test for today. We've been streaming for nearly 3 hours. I've got all my footage for the next week or so, and tomorrow I'll be working on a you know, I'll be happy working on my solid state drive video, which I'll probably release tomorrow. But and then all this footage is going to go in a future update for the end of the year compilation video. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining the stream today. I'm going to be logging off, and hopefully I'll be streaming very soon in the future. So thank you very much for joining me today. Really appreciate all of the comments and the live chat, and a lot of the help that I got, technical help as well, especially those metal HUD shortcuts. Anyway, I will catch you in the next stream. See you later. Goodbye, everyone. Bye-bye.